Hello and welcome to episode 29 of my Mind, Body, Spirit series. Here I am in my fairy garden, and there's that silver ball that I talked about in my last video about the body. If you haven't had a chance to watch that video about the body, I suggest you do it because you'll find out there's some information for you about how to manage your body so it's the best body you've ever had in any life you've ever had. Wouldn't you want that? So let's pay tribute to the beautiful birds singing. It's like, wow, right? And let's also ask that the traffic slows down so we don't even hear it in this video. Because sometimes I get interference in these videos and it's kind of like a cosmic joke. It's like, Karen, you know you can't control everything. So in this video, we're talking about spirit. And when I say we, whoever decides to join me will be talking with you. So the bird over there is saying, I just want to yell because I'm so happy I found a mate. And the bird is saying, this is our mating season. It's near the end of the mating season. So they said, you won't hear us yelling anymore, disturbing your peace. I said the other day, oh my God, those birds are so noisy. And Tommy agreed on the video that I made of him yesterday. If you haven't seen that, go to my Instagram or Facebook page and check it out, because I've got a 5-minute video of our cat Tommy talking about the time when he used to be a skunk. So spirit speaks through all of us, right? And just before I started this video, Spirit said, we want you to talk about how to bring more positive experiences in your life. So the only way to do it is actually by eliminating negative experience, negative energy, negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative talk, negative self-talk especially. And they said, know that you are created in the likeness of our Lord, God, the source, the force, the biggest energy there is. So you're created in that likeness. However, due to experiences and programming through your life or lives, you get these ideas that are planted in you and seated in your subconscious mind, and they generate the energies that create cause and effect. So they're saying, let's take, for example, you feel victimized in your life. Everyone's out to get you. You are always such a good person and you don't do anything bad to anyone but you talk trash. So take that instance and take it as an example, and knowing that even if you haven't done anything directly to that person, by talking badly about other people, you actually are creating harm. Because one, you're creating the idea and the ideal that you're better than them. And nobody is better than anyone else. And you're like, how can I be? So-and-so is better than me. Well, why would they be? Only because you have perceived them to be better than you. So just eliminate that and think everybody is equal, everybody is neutral. And you know, when you are no longer attached to how other people behave, except for you children, okay, we know we have some molding to do with our children, and we want them to take the high road when they have choices, right? So that's I'm hearing as a process of elimination. Give them something bad and then something good, and they're always going to choose the good one. Like, yeah. So they said, to give you an example of what happened with my son today, he does virtual schooling, and he's done that. He's done that for this is his second year, and he has success. But he's really struggling right now in science because he thought he would have difficulty with this one concept. It's physics and the law of motion. So I said, oh, we'll just read over the instructions and we'll do it together and I'll explain it to you. Because I used to be a teacher and I used to explain things all the time. That's why I love doing that. So I said, we'll go through it slowly, and as there's something important to come up, I want you to make notes. I'm going to tell you what to write. And so that when that talks about it in the practice assignments that you do, you'll know what it means, because you look at your notes like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, good. So we did that. And then we stopped when it felt like he'd had enough. His brain was like full up to here. He got it. He was like, oh, that wasn't so hard. Because he perceived that it was going to be really difficult, it was difficult, and he put it off for days. And then I finally felt like today is the day, because I gave him an assignment last night. I said, I want you to look into your mind and see what is causing you to take so long to do your schoolwork, because my goodness, you should have this stuff done by now. Because this is what I do with my kid, and you can do this with yourself and your children as well, and anybody else who wants to listen. When a problem comes up in their lives, you say, go to that one problem and say, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to see, sense, or feel what is causing that problem. Where has that problem come from? If you're visual, you'll see it in your mind. If you are a sensory person, you'll feel it. And if you're a know without knowing person, you'll just know. Okay? So you could see it one of those ways. You could see it all three. I've worked with people who do all three. Like, they're fabulous. I just had a coaching client. I was like, God, she can do everything. She got to do past life work. She got to do remote viewing. She got to do her Akashic records. She got to go in there. Like, seriously, she could do everything. So that's something for you to think about. What do you want to do? I can help you. Back to the spiritual aspect of your life. So you have a task. This is what I want you to do. I want you to take that one thing that you have, problem, or if you have a child, because children are so wonderful to work with, you say, what one thing are you having real difficulties with right now? Like that bird said, I'm having difficulty not singing, and they're so happy that I'm out here. So what problem are you having right now? Then you close your eyes, get nice and quiet. I always say take 5 deep breaths, but if you have a hard time slowing down your mind, you'll have to do 2 things. Eliminate caffeine from your diet for a while. 2, take 10 deep breaths. Because what you do when you take a deep breath, you get your energy to go down and get grounded. You take your energy down here, nice and low. Then you feel like, you just eliminate all the clutter of your head. And you go down nice and low and slow. And your mind is like an empty vessel. But you get to see things, sense things, or hear things from your subconscious mind. And here, not this hearing so much, but you'll know things. And your subconscious mind supplies you with that because you have actually got your conscious mind to slow down to about the rate of the subconscious. That's why meditation is so important. You can do so much work in there. Yes. So then when you see or sense it or know it, that's the moment you can release the control that it has on you. It's fabulous work. And you can do all that work yourself. You can do it with me too. So that is the real power, because the power, look at, there's Tommy on the fence. Oh no, that's Shaka. She does that in my videos. She did that in one of the very first videos I made. She's on the fence back there. She's like saying hello to you. She said she's a powerful force to be reckoned with. And she said she's a really good mouse killer. She likes to do some damage to them too before she kills. Like, seriously, that girl is just she is a good cat because she takes care of business. She said that her name should have been Mittens because she has like little thumbs. She's a polydactyl. And she has like white mittens. And I kind of knew that, but the mittens is like, oh. But Shaka is like the Hawaiian. So we're like, yay. So that was the time when I really wanted to live in Hawaii, and it never worked out. But I was like, if I can't move to Hawaii, because I really don't think I can live on an island. I'm like a landlubber. I'd like to live by the ocean, but I thought I can put that name into her, and like she could be my little bit of Hawaii, right? When I say Hawaii, when I say, Shaka, then it's like, take me to Hawaii. So, and I'm supposed to tell you about the interview that I had. So I had a virtual interview on Skype to work with a school, in a charter school. I think it was on Oahu, and I blew that interview. And man, I'm telling you, if I really wanted that job, I would have got it. But I just thought, I don't think I can do that, because I started learning about Hawaii and the problems there and how so many Hawaiians are houseless, homeless. They can't afford to live there. And I felt really bad, because when I'm there, I just gonna want to fix things, right? So with my integrity and my consciousness, I couldn't move there because I would feel so bad for those children, right? And then I thought, well, where would my son fit into this? Wouldn't he feel displaced? So I was like, so I blew that interview, and I was like, So I didn't want to live there. So I was paying attention to my integrity and my spirit, because I realized my spirit can't live on an island, because I did have an interview in Maui. I had to fly there for an interview to get an interview, which is so weird, but I did it. And when I was there, I realized that as much as I love it, my heart doesn't belong there, because my heart belongs here, right where I am right now. For now, who knows, it could change, right? So that's another thing I want you to pay attention to. If you feel you belong somewhere else other than where you're living, you are meant to go to that place. And you could do it two ways. One, you do it physically. You could actually go there and see what it feels like to be there. And two, you could go in your mind. So you could do this remote viewing thing that I heard I'm to teach you now. So close your eyes. And I want you to take 5 deep breaths, and I'll count you through them. So go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So your eyes are closed, and I want you to sense, see, or imagine the place where you've always wanted to live. So bring that into your mind. And we take 5 deep breaths again, with you holding on to that image, that vision of where you want to live. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want you to see or sense your surroundings. Where are you? And I want you to project to 5 years from where you are right now in your life to 5 years ahead. I want you to see where you are, or sense. And I want you to notice, is it different from where you thought you would be? Or is it similar? Or is it the same? And I want you to imagine, see, or sense that you're outside of the home that you're going to be in. I want you to go to the door. I want you to walk up to the door, and I want you to notice what color the door is. I want you to open the door. I want you to walk inside. And as you go inside, I want you to see or sense or know what the furniture looks like, what the entryway looks like, who's in your house. I want you to know that you have gone into that part of your life where you're meant to be. And every time when you doubt where you're going to end up, you feel doubt, you feel you're stuck, I want you to go to this vision. And I want you to hold on to that and know that is where you're meant to be. That is what you're meant to focus on. That is what you're meant to have. You can do that with anything. But I'm hearing, because your home is part of your heart, do it with your home. See who you're with. Imagine your life being with the person you're meant to be with. Even if it's not the person you're with right now, and if you're with someone that you don't feel you belong anymore, give yourself a gift of freedom. And also give that person the gift of freedom as well. Because when you hold on to things that don't work, you're holding on to things that don't work for that other person as well. And if you really love someone, but you don't work together anymore, you're like, this? Doesn't it make sense to let go so they can have the gift of love? And you can have the gift of love? That's what I did with my first husband, because as much as we loved each other, we knew we didn't belong anymore. And so he ended up meeting someone and having children with her. I had children with someone that I met and loved, and we both won. So isn't that great? Because we couldn't have children together. Think about that. So now, with that spiritual gift, remote viewing, you can do this too. You can, this is fun. Now I tell you this, and I tell people this all the time, when you worry about someone, you're actually sending them negative energy, because you're sending them the thought I think, or I know, you can't succeed. You can't succeed without my help because I know more than you. I'm worried about you because I think that you just can't do it. You can't make it in this world. So I'm going to fix you by worrying about you. So instead of worrying, we're going to do this with one person. One person who you love so much. You may not be talking to this person right now, or they could be halfway around the world. They could be in another country. They could be in the province next door or the state next door, like next to you. They could be in jail. They could be in a holding cell. They could be in isolation somewhere. They could be, I know this sounds awful, but they could be in a concentration camp where they're being held against their will. They could be in a foreign prison. And the reason I'm saying this is because we can't just think of, I can only send good things to good people and what you think are good people. Lots of times people get lost. And I have another thing I want to talk about. I don't know if, I hope I'll have time, about when people get possessed, when energies enter their body at a time when that body was at a state of, I heard, discontrol or not being controlled. Shh, traffic. It's like, oh, that's cool, because that's really cool. Oh, I'm glad this happened because I get it now. So we'll talk about that in a bit. But so we're going to do remote viewing on a person who may need some help or encouragement or something. Come on, skeeters, go away. So let's do that. So let's take 5 deep breaths. 1, 2. You may want to put your hands in your heart space. 3, 4, and 5. Now what I want you to do is to think about the person that you want to connect with and bring their energy into your mind. Instead of worrying about them, I want you to send them love, and I want you to imagine, see, or sense that you're giving them a hug. So you're heart to heart, and you're telling them you love them no matter what they've done. And you're telling them you know and you believe in them that they can make it in the world that they've chosen to be in. They've chosen the difficulties that they have had, or have had, and you would like them to move forward where they want to go. Not where you want them to go, but where they want to go. So hold that in your mind. See yourself connecting with them. Hold them in an embrace. Tell them you love them. And tell them you want what's best for them, what they want for themselves. And tell them no dream is too big for them, because they've gotten themselves where they are so far and they're still alive. And you just want them to have many more years where they can live their life to their fullest the way they want to. And even if it's a way you don't agree with, I want you to send them unconditional love. So unconditional love is where they have love, pure, 100% love, like what you feel from God, or the angels. I want you to give that to them. And I want you to know that, wow, when you can do that, you really have arrived as a spiritual being, an exalted being who can really move mountains. Like, you can help people achieve their dreams by sending them good energy and love. So when you feel you're worrying about someone, don't do that. Instead, send them unconditional love, connect with them with remote viewing, and just think, wow, what a wonderful world we can create. I'm going to send these mosquitoes love. You know, evening is such a beautiful time where I live right now. I'm going to live here for the rest of my life, but I hear intermittently, come back and forth, go to the place where I've always wanted to live, and also live here as well, because I've done it before, I can do it again. It's a lot of fun. I love traveling, but I also love having a home base, which is what this place is. And this bird that's singing, you can hear, the bird said as soon as it gets some, you know what I mean, what birds are doing right now, mating, it'll be quiet. So it's singing for its lover and waiting for it to show up. And it's a female bird, female energy, wanting to go. So those of you who may not know me well, you know I've been speaking with animals for like over 10 years, and like I need to tell the mosquitoes to just stay away from me. You don't want me, my blood is not sweet enough for you. So those of you know I speak to animals. How did it happen? It happened when we were given a horse, and I started working on it. It had a cut on its leg, and then at the end of the 7-day healing series of putting a poultice on the horse's leg, made out of comfrey, like the horse thanked me. And you know, I called her a goofy name, and I was kind of embarrassed because I don't know what name she had, but she came nameless, and she was a bay horse, a thoroughbred, off the racetrack. I called her Clara, and then with a T, because she was the horse that gave me clarity about what I could do. And I was like, whoa, this horse gave me a huge gift, because at the end of healing her leg, I put her out in the pasture with my mares in the back pasture that we had. And I was walking past the fence one night on my evening walk, and I heard her say thank you from her mind to mine. And it was just like this, thank you. I was like, whoa. And I knew it was her because she was the only one standing by the fence. I knew there was something going on there, you know. And I had some telepathic occurrences before, just with people, but not with pets, not with animals. And so that was the beginning of me being able to do things with pets, and especially with horses. I would say that my strength lies with horses, but I'm really, the dogs, I'm great with them. And of course cats too. Love cats, because you know, they're like, huh, whatever, we can do whatever we want, and we are your masters. And that's so true, right? Your cats are just running your lives, making you do all kinds of crazy things for them. Like today, can you believe it, Tommy, our long-haired cat, asked me to cut the hair around his butthole. Like really, because he has like long hair and he doesn't want stuff stuck there. So he asked me to cut it, and I did. And he actually laid down for me and let me cut it. Can you believe it? Cat requesting a little hair cut, little around there, around the perimeter. I cut. It's weird, but there's a joke there. Here's the thing though, you are able to train your mind to be receptive, and the two most important things to do to become telepathic is 1, shut your mouth, and 2, meditate. And I'm telling you, the day you begin to hear pets, you'll be like, what? Did that just happen? And then you know what you're going to do? Your conscious mind and your ego is going to tell you, that didn't happen. But because you listen to this, my video, you're going to say, Karen told me it would happen. And I would doubt myself. Now I'm not going to doubt myself anymore. And here's the thing too, if you don't trust yourself and you're not getting the messages direct enough, please do this. Take Reiki level 1 and Reiki 2, because Reiki 1 is doing work, physical work, but often my Reiki students after level 1 could hear trees, cats, dogs, horses, you name it. And then level 2 is distance healing, and you will be able to do distance healing on pets and people. You could even do healings on buildings, grounds, like areas, all kinds of things. So Reiki is such a powerful, powerful healing method brought to the Western world by Hawayo Takata, who was from Hawaii. That's why I love Hawaii. Like, oh my God, that place is phenomenal. She went to Japan twice. She was healed from cancer, and on the second time, she wanted to learn how to do it. So she learned how to do Reiki, brought it back to the Western world, and it was from her that it actually spread. And that's why so many of you, if you've taken a Reiki course, well, it was Yusui first who, you know, meditated and got the Reiki symbols and the Reiki method by download. I heard not really, it was Spirit did it, but they said he was on the path to go that way anyways. He was just looking for a way to fit the puzzle, the pieces of the puzzle all together. So it came to him from meditation. Fabulous. He got it in a download. And that's what happens too when you begin, when you put meditation into your life daily, morning. I'm a big morning meditator. And you can download messages from your guides, from spirit as a like the collective consciousness, like the big mind together, from God itself, himself, herself, itself. God, I don't even know what to say. I always say I don't know how to say himself. And when you get that voice, like the big voice, you'll be like, whoa, that's amazing. It's so powerful, and it's so different from the other energies that come in to tell you, to guide you in your life. Another wonderful way to download information is just to do stream of consciousness writing, where you meditate for about 5 minutes. Then you write at the top of your page, what shall be my focus today? And that's why it's good to do it in the morning, because then you can use that to guide you throughout the day. And I'm hearing if a lot more people understood that they would get help from the source, we wouldn't have such a messed up world today, because people have been so programmed by the media, by their parents, by organized religion, by groups at work, by anything, any organization that that wants to strip you of your identity and your values and put theirs in. Be aware, be very aware that anytime you're hanging around with someone and they want to change your belief system so that you become more like them, you are being converted into their belief system. So be careful not to pick up the idea that life is hard. You must not do this and not do that in order to be holy or whatever. Silliness. You're meant to connect to spirit in your own way. That's why I say meditation is so good, because all you do is sit there, then close your eyes, breathe, and then spirit speaks to you. Now, sometimes you might get some weird thoughts or whatever, so that could be your subconscious mind is just eliminating some of the stuff. But you could have little ghosties in your house that are like messing with you, because they will be telepathic, right? Mind to mind, because your mind never disappears. It is always there. It's part of your spirit. And so when you have weird thoughts coming in, sometimes you might have someone messing with you. You could even have someone who has negative energy that's being directed at you, because like weird things happen. And so this is what I do. I go into meditation and say, where is this coming from? And you know what? I can find out, and not only can I find out, I can eliminate that negative energy from my life. And how fabulous is that? It's powerful. It's free. It's like this video is free for you to watch. And you determine how your life will be by how you talk, who you hang out with, what you do in your spare time, how you feed your body. Watch that body video, episode 28. It's a good one. And basically how you decide to live, because wow, when you decide to make a change for the better, you will watch your old life fall away, the one that didn't work. The people who didn't work with you and who didn't want to work with you anyways, they'll just fall away. And if they don't want to fall away, be strong and make sure that you only keep the best in your life. Your children will see that when you're a parent, and they'll know that that's what they're meant to do. They will see, because children follow what we do, not what we say. We know that, right? They don't always listen to us, but my goodness, we imprinted them, just like the ducklings, right? They follow their mama. Our children follow us. So be conscious of what you do and what environment you create for your children, because they'll create that again. And that's why abuse continues in so many genetic lines, because they were shown that and it was okay, and that's how they worked with their aggression and whatever. I used to say to my second husband, you need to go chop some wood, because then you get rid of that aggression by wood chopping, and then it's just gone. Because really, when you feel aggression, you have to work it out some way. So I'm getting a little off topic, but not really, because we're all meant to work with the energy that we have. And so I get my son to run he runs every other day because he gets frustrated. So there's an idea. If you are feeling aggression, frustrated, whatever, do work it out physically, because your body needs to expend that energy. Thank you so much for watching. My next video will be on the mind, body, and spirit all combined. Mosquitoes are attacking me.